council assignment report. Let's start from Rishi first.
Okay, I have an update on the water. Last week I actually made an announcement that we had two pretty significant wins this year in terms of addressing the challenges we had with our water bill. And in the last few months we have removed the surcharge successfully, and also we rejected a rate increase which was letter 501. I would like to state that I'm actually very appreciative of all who put in their time into this effort. And if anyone is seeking credit, I will gladly give credit to all who engaged, including the thousands who came to my website to read up on my water information, and also the hundreds of letters that were sent out by all the local activists who took part in this activism business. The reason I engaged into this, it's not about taking credit, but actually getting results and putting a stop to the rate increases, especially the surcharge. I really don't have time to think of this credit debit business, as I spent a lot of effort in informing, engaging, and establishing processes to make change happen. And what has happened, though, is actually pretty simple. I've stood up to tackle a water challenge, and I continue to do so. For the record, actually, I have a correction to make. My statement on water last week, actually in the last council meeting, I misstated the water rate increase percentage for letter 501. That was rejected by CPUC. So the correct percentage is 3.65 versus 11.3% that I had misquoted from the protest letter. That was actually updated in my subsequent email, and I basically pointed out this error on my part. As a council member, there are many initiatives that I'm involved in, and mistakes can occur. Once I discovered that, I made the correction in my emails that was subsequently sent out. The number, the 11.3% that was incorrectly pulled from the drought protest letter 501, there were many components of the rate increase, including 3.65, 11.3%, and in a hurry, I actually picked up the wrong number. As an elected leader, I took a stance very early on removing the drought mandate. And it was pretty clear to me that our surcharge was basically contingent upon a drought mandate. And I looked to collaborate with some of the other local elected leaders for a letter that I actually sent out to the Santa Clara Valley Water District board members. And with the looming board meeting it was late January, I decided to go solo. After the meeting, I actually drew a stark contrast between the positions of two private utility companies, the Great Oaks and San Jose Water Company. And with the statements, it was pretty clear that San Jose Water Company was a little bit reluctant in removing the surcharge. And that was once again, if you watch the video of the January meeting of the Santa Clara Valley Water District, it'll be pretty clear. So removing the drought mandate was absolutely key. But given the reluctance by San Jose Water Company, we kept engaging the community to put pressure on San Jose Water Company to remove the surcharge by a CPUC filing. And engaging my mailing list to send out the protest letters to the board members was part of the pushback process. The rains ultimately had helped us, and San Jose Water Company finally decided to pull the surcharge via the CPUC filing, which is the exact outcome that my established process was seeking. That was a huge relief to get the surcharge out of the way. And many Saratogans had bills in the range of $2,000, $4,000, $4,500 for 2 months. And when you have that high of a water bill, that can be clearly attributed to a surcharge. And I always felt that the surcharge was constructed unfairly for our community, and it needed fix right from the time it was announced. I'm glad it was taken out. But with the surcharge removed, we continue to leverage the same exact process to protest other rate increases. But now this time we were targeting CPUC. We were engaging the community to protest these rate increases, letter 501 and letter 506. We were actually a little bit dismayed to see letter 506 get approved, and that was 1.5% rate increase. But the good news followed right after. San Jose Water Company rate increase letter 501 of 3.65% was rejected by CPUC, thanks to many of the protest letters that were sent out by Saratogans, hundreds of them. many Saratogans took the time to write and engage and protest, and that definitely helped. This letter 501 rate increase, I was told by CPUC staff that it would be a staff approval. It was not going to the commissioners. Letter 501 was a staff approval. And I strongly believe that letter 501 would have been approved by staff, but for the protest emails that were sent out by hundreds of Saratogans. You know what happened after that? The CPUC staff said, let's put this one on hold until we have further data. And they analyzed the letter 501, and that was finally rejected by CPUC on May 2nd. That's when we received notification. And that would have gotten approved. It was supposed to be approved by mid-March, but it was delayed and finally it was rejected. If you would like to see the letter 501 protest letter, you can go to my website, rishikumar.com/water. And where was this letter constructed? It was largely based upon the legal team, staff and council team from Montecito. And I had an email exchange with Councilmember Everett Walshmeyer, who's on the commission with me, the Santa Clara Valley Water Commission. And he sent me the Montecito protest letter for 501 that may have used other sources of information. You know, I didn't know where they had gone to for their information, but what I was told was that it had gone through the legal ringer of the Montecito Council. And so with that, I basically felt a lot of confidence in the letter that they had come up with. And that was the basis of my letter 501 that was sent out. And not only my letter, but also hundreds of letters that went out from Saratoga. And this letter 501 was continuously finessed, over weeks, because I was getting new data points by talking to water experts, by getting data points from community members who were emailing me. And that letter was radically different over time. And that's the reason why I point people to the website so they can get the latest and greatest letter. And that led to ultimately a denial of the 501 rate increase. We were actually pleasantly surprised to see the rejection because, we were basically, this was the first time we were trying this out, and we were not really sure if this process is going to work, but what we can do is basically protest. And we had specific grounds on which we were protesting. So when was the last time a rate increase was actually pushed back so extensively by citizens of Saratoga, and CPUC actually denied the rate increase? As far as I know, never. But, San Jose Water Company has not given up. They have actually filed a legal appeal for this rejection of letter 501. So please stay tuned. It is very important for all of us to stay engaged. We have to continue pushing back. Here are two upcoming rate increases. You have Application A.17.04-001, and this is a 2.1% rate increase. And then we also have letter 508. And so there is a combination protest letter for both these applications by San Jose Water Company that you can find on my website, rishikumar.com/water. And I would like to say that I really, really appreciate everybody in our community who sent in their letters, and the process is working. The protest letters are doing their magic, so please continue sending your letters and stay updated by visiting my website. Thank you so much.